Welcome back. It's a Basketball Bandit. Listen to a little Rufus of Soul. You were right. Can't get enough of you. Who is that football player going to be today that we can't get enough of? Who are we right about? And Njoku signing with the Chargers. What does that look like? We're back, Basketball Bandit, drafting once a day for the month of May until we get that grand prize. I think we're going to do a different stream today. We're not going to do Basketball Mania. We're going to do either the puppy or the Superflex. I've actually done a couple of the Superflex. Let me see if I can get into some of these drafts here and see what fills. But I do like the format of the Superflex because it's 20 rounds as well. I also like the Dayshund. Let's see, the Field General, and we got the puppy. I might try to hop into the Field General. Let's see what that's looking like for the Superflex. But hope you all had a good day. It's Monday, busy day. Did go to the gym. Didn't do my push-ups before the stream, but definitely listened to a little Rufus of Soul. So that got me hyped too. So let's see what we're gonna be entered in. So I have a few that are waiting here. So this is 2 people waiting for the Field General, and then I think we need quite a few for the other. So I'm gonna hop out of this one, and I have a good feeling that we'll fill the General. So yeah, Superflex is a completely different format. I mean, some teams I see go 3 or 4 quarterbacks extremely early. I definitely like to go 2 quarterbacks early, but I do like getting one of the elite running backs if I can get, a top tier running back, whether a Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs. And let's see what it just filled. Let's see what pick we have. All right, so we actually got the 102. Wow, I haven't seen this in quite a while. I've been getting all the back end of the drafts in our traditional drafts, so this is new to me. So there are a lot of options here. I could go Lamar Jackson, of course. That's ranked as the number 2, 2.8. Or I can go Bijan or Jahmyr Gibbs. I want to see. I'm going to share the draft board because I'm going to be picking 23. So I want to see what's available at around pick 23. Because these are completely different rankings from traditional Basketball Mania or the puppy. So at 23, I would be able to get Brock Purdy. I would be able to get Bo Nix. Justin Jefferson's there. Saquon Barkley's there. So I could essentially go Saquon and a quarterback. You know what? We are going to go Lamar Jackson. I just think that he does have that 1 week upside that he can realistically win you the week or realistically win you the championship because he can go off for 36 points. I definitely love Bijan. That was a tough call, and Bijan was in my winning lineup last year in the pointer. I did get first place out of over 20,000 in the pointer, which was absolutely amazing. But I also had an elite quarterback. I had Josh Allen. So in this format, I think it's important to go elite quarterback early. I know I still could have gotten a good quarterback in the back end of the second round, but Bo Nix is there, which I do like. He does run the ball. Last year, he had 356 yards rushing. In 2024, 430, 4 touchdowns and 5 touchdowns. So I definitely like that. So we're probably going to go with Bo Nix and Saquon Barkley with the next 2 picks, assuming that they're available. But yeah, I like this format because it gets you in a different mindset. It gets you different, thinking about different things. I do like Justin Jefferson as well there. or even CeeDee Lamb, but I would preferably want to go with a quarterback and a running back. So I think that's what we're going to do. But, once again, I like this format because it is different. It opens up, your thought process, your strategy to do something different versus just going with our traditional, 18 round picks, going with our traditional heavy RB build early or wide receiver early. So this format is going to be different from what I've been streaming lately. But I would say in this format, I do like to go still similar to what I do before. I do like to go running back early because I do feel like the running back value in the middle rounds is not as great. So I will still probably go quarterback and then running back, running back, running back. But let's see what falls to us. I'm excited this week. The schedules are coming out. So I have done, I don't know the exact number, but I want to say about 28 or so Best Ball Mania drafts. I didn't want to do too many prior to the launch of the schedule. Definitely you need to be mindful about bye weeks. And if you have quarterback, especially on the same bye week, I'm not too worried about wide receivers or tight ends, but, quarterbacks do tend to, I tend to have two quarterback build teams and they tend to have, they could have 20, 25 points any given week. But, nonetheless, we've been drafting a lot and Bonix was just taken. But what does that mean? That means that Jonathan Taylor's there. That means that James Cook's there. That means that Amon-Ra St. Brown is there. And Genty is going to be there. So I might actually go Genty. And see what else falls to me. Wow, Jordan Love was just taken. Wow, I was able to get. All right, we're going to sound the siren. We got James Cook past ADP. It's the first siren that we're sounding on Superflex. James Cook flexing. He's ready to go. And you know what I actually might do? I might go running back. I might just do it. And I might not just do it. I'm going to do it. We started off with Lamar Jackson. We got James Cook and Saquon Barkley. I do feel like I'll be able to get another two quarterbacks with Malik Willis and CJ Stroud. Even Daniel Jones, which I like as well. And we just got two elite running backs. So given the fact that we have Lamar Jackson, it does open it up a little bit more. Because once again, what's the difference between, wow, and CJ Stroud just went. I was going to say, what's the difference between CJ Stroud and Jared Goff? To me, nothing much really. Or, Sam Darnold that goes a few picks before. So those are all relatively the same kind of quarterbacks in my eye. I might even go running back next and go bully running back and tack on another quarterback later on, or I might go one more quarterback and another bully running back. But we have options. I love starting this way. I think, you kind of dictate the room and you tell the room what you're going to be doing and they got to follow suit. So that's what we're doing here, people. We're controlling the room. We're drafting fast. We're stealing picks. It's drafting season. And we're drafting the Superflex. So for those that are watching this for their first time, my name is Eddie. I started this channel about 2 weeks ago now. And it is a Best Ball Bandit. It's combining three of, I would say the five things that I love most in life, which is my dog. His name is Bandit, fantasy football, which is best ball format, and also golf, which is a best ball format as well. So it's Best Ball Bandit. We're drafting here to win. Last year, I did make the finals in 4 different leagues. In Underdog, I had 2 puppies, a Chow Chow, And the pointer, I did have 10th place in the pointer. I'm sorry, 10th place in the chow chow, and I finished first place in the pointer. I'm going to be going over my exposure in the next episode. So I think the next episode, I am going to do an exposure episode just to share with you all what I did for the pre-draft. I drafted, I want to say about 130 teams, more or less. Share who I was heavier on, who I faded. But it's, I might do that episode tomorrow before the schedule launches, because then at that point, we're going to be full on drafting. So I have some options here. Really love Breece Hall. Really love Josh Jacobs. I do like Rashee Rice as well. So let's see what the room gives us. The drafter behind us, the number 1 hole, is also drafting similar to me, where he only has 1 quarterback right now. So it would make sense for me to get another quarterback before he gets his quarterback. There are some teams, as I mentioned, that start 3 quarterback heavy. So Dart, Love, Stroud, Malik Willis just went to the HN drafter. There's a lot of teams that already have 3 quarterbacks. But we're not panicking here. We're going to take what the room gives us. And Jeremiah Love is there, which is a steal if he lands to us. We're a couple of picks away. Josh Jacobs, Jeremiah Love, and Jeremiah Love just went. I do like Josh Jacobs. And he just goes. So I'm not going to risk it. I am going to go Daniel Jones, because after Daniel Jones, I feel like there's a big drop-off. He is recovering from an injury, but he does provide that rushing upside as well. So I feel like at this pick, he is a good value. And then I am going to go running back once again, and I'm going to go Breece Hall. So we started off strong here. We went 3 running backs, 3 stud running backs with James Cook, Saquon Barkley, and Breece Hall. We went with Lamar Jackson and Daniel Jones. We could potentially be starting Breece Hall in the flex position and then Daniel Jones in Superflex. There are also some quarterbacks that I like later on that would be some possibilities for us as well. We are going to be drafting, I think I'm 18 picks away. So some quarterbacks in that range are Jacoby Brissett, Aaron Rodgers, Tua is available later on, Michael Penix, Deshaun Watson, Sanders. So I feel like I could get 2 more quarterbacks later on from the same team, whether do a Deshaun Watson and Sanders, or a, I don't know, even I think Kirk Cousins could be an option, and Mendoza will probably be gone, but Kirk Cousins. So we have options to tack on some QBs later on. I do like starting this way. There's a lot of good wide receivers that you can get later on in the draft. I'm still going to be able to get a Garrett Wilson, let's say. I'm still going to be able to get an Mbuke, Lad McConkey, which I do like Lad McConkey this year. I love Chris Olave. Bucky Irving, I'm going to queue him up. I mean, we'll go 4 running backs and stop at 4 running backs. And then we're dominating that running back position and quarterback position. I like this format. It gets me excited. It's something different. And you know what? With that, we're going to do the you were right. Who were we right about? We were right about getting Lamar Jackson. He could score 40 points, 38 points. Take us to the promised land. Let's go. It gets me hyped, gets me relaxed, and gets me hyped. A little bit of both. And my dog is trying to hop in the draft here with us. All right, so we have Geno Smith is still on the board. If Geno Smith falls to us, we're definitely grabbing Geno. Zay Flowers is also available to stack with Lamar. I'm not a Zay Flowers fan, but in this kind of format, don't hate stacking him. We're 5 picks away, and Geno just went. And T. Higgins. I don't hate David Montgomery. I barely draft him at all. It's just a huge ADP discount right now. We're gonna go with David Montgomery, and then go with either Zay Flowers or Garrett Wilson. So Zay Flowers still came back around to us, so we're gonna go with Zay Flowers to pair with Lamar Jackson. So the team so far is, I think it's coming together nice. We got Lamar Jackson, Daniel Jones, James Cook, Saquon Barkley, Breece Hall, David Montgomery. I think we're going to stop at 4, maximum 5 running backs, and Zay Flowers. So in this format, you could start 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, which is what we're looking to do. And then we're going to add a lot of wide receivers. And there are some great tight ends that we can get later on. Definitely want to target Mark Andrews to pair him with Lamar Jackson. Definitely want to try to get Tyler Warren to pair with Daniel Jones. So let's see. Let's see what we got coming up here. So let's see what's been taken. Been looking at the rankings and the players versus looking at the draft board. So a lot of teams went quarterback early. There were very few teams that waited on quarterback. We have 2 quarterbacks, but as I mentioned, there are 2 other quarterbacks that we can get later on. I mean, I'm not going to panic. I'd rather get value positions that we can also use as a flex or even super flex. Because what's the difference between Tua giving you 200 yards and 2 touchdowns? And I mean, that right there is going to be 16 points, or David Montgomery that can rush for 100 yards and a touchdown, which is 16 points as well. So that's kind of how you have to look at it. It's what are you sacrificing when you sacrifice a quarterback? Which quarterback are you sacrificing? Are you sacrificing a pocket passer? And Tyler Warren actually was picked already. I just noticed shortly after Zay Flowers. So like the Aaron Rodgers, the Jacoby Brissett, the Tua, I'm not worried about those guys being drafted because what are you winning when you're winning with them? So we're going to have a lot of good value that's going to drop to us now. I like Christian Watson. I like Marvin Harrison Jr. And then I feel like later on we can tack on Shedeur Sanders, Kirk Cousins, or do we go for a quarterback now and double tap quarterback? So we're picking again at the 119. So 119, there are still some good options. We're 1 pick away. And Roma Dunze is there, Christian Watson's there, and Alec Pierce is there. I think we're going to go Christian Watson. Then we'll circle back with Rome or Alec Pierce. We're going to go with Rome. ADP of 90, and we were able to get him at a nice discount. So as I mentioned, his ADP was 90. We got him at 98. We're raising that. We're sounding the siren. Let's go. So in this format, we're saying essentially that we're starting 2 wide receivers. Right now, we got Zay Flowers, Christian Watson, and Rome Odunze. We need 2 of those 3 to be starting on a weekly basis. Then 3 out of the 4 running backs that we have right now, James Cook, Saquon Barkley, Breece Hall, and David Montgomery would be starting. And we're going to tack on some tight ends. We're going to tack on a couple more wide receivers. I like George Kittle. I'm going to queue him up. I like Shador and Deshaun Watson. I might queue those up also. And Kirk Cousins is an option later on. We got a lot of good wide receivers options later on, tight ends option later on, 137th pick. So we will be picking Mark Andrews potentially with our 143rd pick. That's stretching it. But we got Zay Flowers ready, so we don't have to reach for him. You see some tight ends going there with Fannin and Pitts. I like the drafter that drafted Drake May, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, Chase Brown, Bucky, Ramondre, Nico Devontae, and Brian Thomas. That's a great team. It's a really good team. He must have gotten some good ADP followers. Let's see. His name is Stone. Yep, he got Brian Thomas and Devontae Adams at discounts, about 6 pick discounts. Drake May at a discount too. Yeah, I think that's a solid team. All right, so I'm 4 picks away. Let's see what we're gonna do here. So Deshaun Watson's still on the board. Tucker Kraft is still on the board. Cortland Sutton still on the board. Jaden Reed still on the board. I like all of those picks. So Kittle just went and Diggs. Wow. Stephon Diggs. What's that guy doing? Yeah, that guy team, I don't like. He panicked. All right. Deshaun Watson. Welcome to the team. Wow, we're getting a huge value for Tucker Kraft here. Huge value. I want to go Shador, but this is too much of a value to pass up on, so I'm going Tucker Kraft. So we got quarterbacks that could run the ball. We got Lamar Jackson, Daniel Jones, Deshaun Watson, James Cook, Saquon Barkley, Breece Hall, David Montgomery. I feel like the Texans are going to have the ball a lot. They got a great defense. They're going to want to run out the clock. Do like David Montgomery. Haven't drafted him a lot, actually, but do like him at this ADP drop. Zay Flowers, Christian Watson, Rome Odunze, and Tucker Kraft. We got Tucker Kraft at pick 122. His ADP is 98.2. I like this pick because we're correlating him with Christian Watson, both big targets that get into the end zone. So if one has a good game, maybe the other one has another good game the following week. We're also correlating him with Rome Odunze, potentially playing in week 17. So I like that start. We got Breece Hall and James Cook. Hopefully it's a running back shootout. Shador is still is still there. Mark Andrews is there. And a lot of wide receivers. I'm going to queue up Jaden Higgins. I like him. And Shador just went, which is fine. He went to the drafter that waited on quarterback, so I like that. I like that play by them. Don't really like their team though, but I like that play. So Rondé Gadsden's still there. He has some competition now for tight end, as I mentioned earlier with Njoku. The drafter behind me, so the number one hole, he has Trey McBride and no other tight end so far. So if Mark Andrews just follow us, I'm going to go with Mark Andrews before my next pick, just to make sure that we land Mark Andrews and pair him with Lamar Jackson. I don't know if he's going to follow us, but there's one other tight end that could be picked before, which is Ferguson. I don't think Rondé Gadsden people are going to really be targeting him right now. And Ferguson just goes. So let's see. If not, I like Michael Pittman. I do like Matthew Golden. And Jaden Higgins, as I mentioned. I like players that get in the end zones. Big bodies that get in the end zone. All right, so we're a couple picks away. Ricky Pearsall just goes. I don't have any shares of Ricky Pearsall at all. I mean, it's my blinders are on when his name comes out. All right, so Michael Pittman and Mark Andrews are both there. So I'm happy with selecting either one of those. And we are able to land Mark Andrews. Welcome to the Best Bandit Squad at pick 143, ADP of 137. Let's go. And we're also able to get Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins, welcome to the squad. You know, a concept that I'm not opposed to in this format, and it seems like my dog is not opposed to either because he's jumping up here, is getting backup quarterbacks in round 20. Because what are you giving up at that point? I don't really like any picks back there. Maybe tight ends, maybe. But there's definitely opportunities with quarterbacks back there. A few that come to mind: Anthony Richardson, J.J. McCarthy, Justin Fields. So we'll see. We'll see later on what becomes available. And I actually like getting Anthony Richardson, considering that I have Daniel Jones. That's not a bad play. I might consider that. All right, we're flexing. We're super flexing. Let's see what comes back to us. Yeah, what would have been the alternative? I go Bijan Robinson. Bo Nix was actually taken that I liked. And Jordan Love was taken. So Bo Nix wouldn't have been there because Jordan Love would have dropped to me. So I would have had a Brock Purdy and probably would have gone Brock Purdy and Kyler Murray. So what's the 2v2? Brock Purdy and Kyler Murray along with Bijan Robinson, or Lamar Jackson, James Cook, Saquon, Daniel Jones. And then I probably would have been able to get Breece Hall and another running back. So I'm not upset with either way that I would have gone. I definitely like Lamar Jackson a lot more than Jordan Love. And is Bijan Robinson on a weekly basis that much different than James Cook with upside potential? Obviously, they're different players, but with upside potentials, or even Saquon Barkley, I feel like Lamar Jackson, and I'm talking through this with you also. I feel like Lamar Jackson was the smarter play at that point. We're gonna go Omar Cooper Jr. if he's there. I definitely like him. And then Travis Hunter. Why not? I feel like Travis Hunter is falling, and there's been some news that he is going to be playing wide receiver. Oh, and I am on the clock. Actually, we're going to go Shaheed. And I think I was just able to get him. So we're going Shaheed. I'm on the clock again. And Omar Cooper Jr. goes. Yeah, we're going Travis Hunter. All right. So we got upside at wide receiver. We got Zay Flowers, Christian Watson, Roma Dunze, Jaden Higgins, Rashid Shaheed, and Travis Hunter. So I like this wide receiver room. We just need two of them to start, essentially. We've got two great tight ends and four good or great running backs, call it, and potential at quarterback. I'm going to queue up some players. Denzel Boston to pair with Deshaun Watson, Brandon Ayuk, Pat Freiermuth. Love me some Pat Freiermuth. I mean, it's just a values there. 4 touchdowns last year, 7 touchdowns the year before. If it gets in the end zone 4 times, I think that's a solid pick. Jerry Jeudy to queue up to pair with Watson. I don't like Jerry Jeudy, but we're already betting on the Browns, which is a bad bet to make, but you never know. He could play the Baltimore Ravens week 17, and it's a shootout. Zay Flowers goes for 20 points. Jerry Jeudy goes for 22 points. They each have 100 yards, 8 catches, a touchdown. That's 20 points. All right, so we're 7 picks away. Let's see what the room is doing. Anything different? I'm sorry, I was sharing the screen, but a little bit different here, so I hope you all can see it now. Gunnar Helm, Schultz, Tank. Let me see any other teams that I like. Okay, so I don't like the 12 host team. I do like the 11th person's team. I don't like the 10th person's team. So we're grading teams now. And I'm 1 pick away. So before I grade teams, let me make sure I get players on my team. All right, so we're going to go. We're going to go Jeudy. And Fryermuth was taken, but I think I might actually go Mike Washington. A little bit of an ADP value there, just barely. So right now we got a 7-5. I'm sorry, we got a 3-5-7-2 build. So we have 17 picks thus far. I'm gonna have one more quarterback, one more tight end, and one more wide receiver. So let's start searching on who's going to be available. So Tank Dell, would love to have Tank Dell. Would love to have Greg Dolchich, JJ McCarthy, or Anthony Richardson. The other rumors are Russell Wilson to the Jets. Yeah, I'll probably go Anthony Richardson or JJ McCarthy. McCarthy also runs the ball, which I like. So Kyler could get hurt. He could lose his job. Later on the season, he's playing bad. They're out of it. And they put in JJ McCarthy to see what he has left. Talking myself into it. I think we're going JJ McCarthy. We're going to go JJ. And I don't think there's any other Vikings that we can pair him with. But we're going to go JJ. I think I'm sold on JJ McCarthy. Tyreek Hill, wow. ADP of 209, 210 pretty much. Is he not going to sign with a team? I mean, 6 touchdowns, 13 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns prior to last year. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what lands to us. If Tyreek Hill is there, I'm picking Tyreek Hill. And Tyreek Hill just goes to the Stone Buck, the one that I liked his team. He doesn't have good tight end zone. All right, so I think we're gonna go JJ McCarthy first. Just to protect ourselves. I did like Calvin Ridley. Zachariah Branch. All right, we're going JJ McCarthy for all the reasons I just mentioned. We got 4 quarterbacks. We're going to go Anthony Richardson. We're going to get crazy, people. We're going a 5-5-8-2 build. I don't think I've ever done that. 5-5-8-2 build. Because Anthony Richardson, what if Daniel Jones isn't ready? What if he gets hurt? These are all quarterbacks that run the football. I really like this team. I actually really like this team. We are weak at wide receiver. We know this. We only have to start 2 on a weekly basis. I might actually get more of a safer wide receiver when we pick again, like a Cooper Kupp. I don't know if that's necessarily safe, but a starter, hopefully. I could also go with a Jacoby Lane or Rashad Bateman, which I think is what I'm going to do. So what does a depth chart look like for the Ravens? Who is that number 2 wide receiver? I think we're going to go Bateman. I think he signed an extension, if I'm not mistaken. Recently, last year. He didn't have a good season last year. He did have a good season the year before. Jacoby Lane. Yeah, I think we're stopping at 2 tight ends. Dontavian Wicks is there too. Definitely like that play. And I think that's what we're going to go with. I think we're going Dontavian Wicks. If the Eagles paid him, AJ Brown's almost positively out of there. We're getting him at pick 239. His ADP is 224. All right. So that's the team. We have a 5-5-8-2 build with Lamar Jackson, Daniel Jones, Deshaun Watson, JJ McCarthy, and Anthony Richardson, James Cook, Saquon Barkley, Breece Hall, David Montgomery, Mike Washington Jr. So we're saying we're definitely starting 2 quarterbacks in the Superflex, 3 running backs at the running back position, 2 wide receivers, one of them being Zay Flowers, Christian Watson, Roma Dunze, Jaden Higgins, Rashid Shaheed, Travis Hunter, Jerry Jeudy, Dontavian Wicks, and then we got Tucker Kraft and Mark Andrews. I like this team. I think it came together, and we'll see how it does in the Superflex. We'll see now with bye weeks coming up. But this was exciting. I like that we did a Superflex draft, something different. I will be streaming once again tomorrow, and thank you all. Would greatly appreciate a sub or a like, and I hope you all have a great evening.